out here in north central Pennsylvania, continuing the part 2 of the Pennsylvania Wilds, the PA Wilds Trail, proposed trail, linking up a bunch of trails here in north central Pennsylvania. And we just finished the section of the Kohana Trail that we were going to do, and we're about to head out straight ahead of me here onto the old Sinnamahoning Trail. You can see behind me the orange blazes is the Kohana. So we're heading that direction on yellow blazes. I guess this is like an old Jeep road or something we're following. I've seen two conflicting reports about the condition of it. I've never been on this trail, this old Sinnamahoning Trail before. But at the end of this, we get a town stop. I'm really looking forward to having some hot meal and in town. So today is day 4 of what we're trying to do in 13 days. Every day so far we've got rained on, as you can see in the raincoat. First day it was the worst, but it's just been on and off drizzle for the next 3 days so far. 12 o'clock, just made it to the bottom here. This is the, I think this is the end of the old Sinnamahoning Trail right here. You got a little bit of road walking to do to get into town. To describe this trail, I think it's probably, I don't know, felt like the first 3 miles were probably really flat. They were really flat. Yeah, first 3 miles were really flat, easy. The blowdowns that were described in one of the trip reports I read were not an issue. Maybe there's 2 that were you just stepped right over. And then about 1.5 miles of just downhill getting off the mountain from there. And then I'm here at Hardinger Street. The highlights of that trail were I scared out a grouse, or it scared me just as much because it sounded like it was 2 feet away from me when it took off. We saw another human. It was a bow hunter coming down the trail on one of those electric bikes, and I stepped in a pile of bear poop that I didn't see underneath under the leaves. It's kind of mountains we're going to be dealing with. So that's the one we were just on top of. This paved road right here, this is the Wyckoff Run road, the one we were camped next to last night. So, if we really wanted to cheat and avoid that big uphill at the beginning of the day, we could have roadblocks, but we're not cheating. And there's the end of Wyckoff Run. We had to come across this bridge, and this would have been way too convenient if the Willows was open today. But since we already knew it wasn't, we got a half a mile walk down into Sinnamahoning, which their hours had them opening at noon today, which it's a little afternoon. So yeah, that would have been too easy. Because we got to continue, our trail continues up that way. We'll pick up the beginning of the Donut Hole Trail. There's our destination. The Sinnamahoning Tavern, I believe it's called. Right there. With the big beer sign on the side. That's a stoppage at the bar. Took about 1.5 hours. Got rid of some garbage and had a good meal. I got another half a cheesesteak left in my pack for tonight's dinner, so no cooking tonight. Picked up a few. I don't know where I got cans of something for the nightcap. Got a weather report, and I screenshotted the weather report for the rest of the trip. So supposedly, we should have be rain free for until the middle of next week. Tonight, I'm gonna be down around freezing. I think the same thing for the next 2 nights. We got a big climb coming up ahead of us, and then we'll have a downhill and then a short uphill to where we're thinking about camping. Check out the old school payphone.
It even has a phone book.
We're gonna be turning up this road right up here. We'll head up there through this village, and the trail's gonna go up that way. I forget if it goes up through that mountain or if it goes over to the left of that mountain. 2 o'clock exactly, coming into the village of Jericho. Ain't much back here but a few houses and a cemetery. We just had a nice long climb out of Jericho. Wasn't really steep, just a couple miles long maybe. It wasn't bad. I'd rather do that than some of the stuff we have coming up. Real quick, I'm gonna knock out the song of the day. Go with Led Zeppelin, What Is and What Should Never Be. almost 5 o'clock now. We turned down off of the road into Bearfield Hollow. And we did this section 2 years ago, I think. Yeah, there's almost no trail. It's kind of just try to find the next blaze and get to it. I don't even see the next blaze right now. Closing in on 6:30. We got to this camp here. We came down through that, like I mentioned, we came down through that Bear Run Hollow, and it's either going to need some major maintenance or it's just going to completely disappear and have to reroute it or something. Because yeah, that was rough coming down there. But at the bottom, we got into this pine forest, and the trail is way over on the other side of this pine forest. So we walked over here trying to find a fire ring. We found one here. We got set up over there. We got a food line ready to go here, and Becky got the fire going. She's hanging the line and dry clothes on. And she built these 2 chairs. So it's time to get my shoes off and doctor up my feet. All the camp chores are done. Fire's going, and I got these Arnold Palmer. I got 3 of these, whatever that says. I can't see it without my glasses on. Some kind of half and half thing. We strung up this line, as well Becky did. And she got this idea off a line somewhere to use the like hot dog bun, things from hot dog buns or hamburger buns. She just saved up a whole bunch of them. I had all my socks hung up here overnight to kind of get dry because it wasn't supposed to rain. Worked out pretty good. It's the morning of day 5. We're trying to be out of here by 8:30. It's probably about 8 o'clock. Breakfast of Champions going here. Dirt bag mocha with carnation and instant coffee. Yeah, it's like 30 degrees. It felt really cold last night. And got down to 29. And today, I think yesterday I clocked it as like 17.67. We're pushing for a long day today, I think. We'll be going through Kettle Creek State Park, but I think a good 5 miles of that will be a nice, easy road walk on a paved road through Kettle Creek. I wanted to show some things over here real quick about camp. You can see where my hammock's set up. And I knew this tree. See this leaning tree right here? That's the top part of this tree trunk here. So I figured it seems pretty decently caught up there, and there's no wind last night. I figured if it does fall, that tree that's holding it up is gonna protect me. The one that scared me the most was the pine tree right over here. Check this out. I had tied off to this tree right here where I'm at. And I ran my line over to this hemlock here. And as I was tying up one of my lines, I happened to notice the bark's on it really hollow, like it's not even attached to the tree. And I looked up, and the top part of the tree's missing, so yeah, I had to switch over to this tree. Fortunately, I kept that one hooked up over here. Becky broke her pack. Just in time for us to leave camp. It's 8:40. We're 10 minutes late. Trail's over there somewhere. Well, we finally made it up from the bottom of the hollow. Bear run, bear lick, bear skin, bear something, whatever it was called. And coming up out of this side was just as bad as going down last night on the other side. Fortunately, it's too cold for like the rattlesnake encounters, because you really can't see where you're walking, and you really there's a big deer over there. A bug catch him. Pretty much have to keep one eye on where you're walking, where you're stepping, and one eye trying to find the next blaze. We did this trail in somewhere around like late spring last year, 2023, and it was nowhere. I mean, it was bad, but it was nowhere near as bad as it is, in October 2024. Okay, so here's an example. Right there is the next orange blaze. There's no trail right here. Look, there's no trail. I could see like 3 or 4 more blazes down there. There's no trail. Still up here on the donut hole trail. I'm pretty sure we're on top of Savage Mountain. Anyways, I don't know. I just accidentally bumped my head putting my hood on because it's kind of windy up here, and it reminded me. I totally forgot. I don't think I told this story in the first video. There's found an outhouse on, I think, day 2. So I made sure to make use of that, and they had a metal toilet paper holder attached to the door of the outhouse. which I forgot was there when I was standing up and I bashed my head off of it. So nobody but me could get injured in an outhouse. But even the stranger thing about this outhouse that I'd never seen, it was a double-seater. 2 thrones in there. Side by side. It was like a, pilot and co-pilot outhouse. I'm just going to go ahead and get the song of the day out of the way. So I'm pretty sure, I'm not pretty sure, but I kind of think the name of the song is I Feel the Earth Move. My first thought was Carly Simon. The more I thought about it, I'm thinking it might be Carole King also. And even though I did have service up on top of the mountain, it's against the rules of the game to use the internet to check. So I'll just have to wait and find out later. But I don't know, I got a 50-50 chance, I think, of guessing this correctly. And I'll probably guess wrong. But I'm going to go I Feel the Earth Move. Carole King, final answer. 5 days into things, and we finally had a kind of a steep climb. This was the kind of steep climb that there's sections where your heels don't even touch the ground. Made it to the top of the climb. Now the DHT is going to continue to the right. It goes up into the woods right over there. We're going to make a left. Becky's got some kind of plan, I guess, to go down here and make a right pretty quick when we get down here into some other trail. Okay, that was only like 3 minutes on the road, and we found the Butler Trail. Hopefully it's not too overgrown. I know it's really hard to see on this tree. There's a very, very faded yellow blaze. This trail is supposed to be yellow blaze, but it doesn't seem like it gets very much use. So fortunately, it's going in the only possible place. It couldn't be up on the hillside. It could be down here. So as long as it stays like this, we'll be all right. It should bring us out down by like one of the Kettle Creek campground or something like that. Did that Butler Trail, Butler Hollow Trail, whatever it is. Probably only saw about 1 or 2 faded, very, very faded blazes, but yellow blazes. But it's the only possible way you can come down through that hollow is to just stay on the only flat part, and it's just a straight shot. And you'll eventually, once it flattens out at the bottom, you come to this nature trail. It's just a loop trail. I think you can just probably pick either direction, and it'll drop you out over here. This is one of the campgrounds for Kettle Creek. Look at this. There's bathrooms up there. Yeah, Kettle Creek State Park. This is the upper campground, sites 45 through 71. Here we are at the Kettle Creek State Park park office. Fortunately, we don't have to walk up that hill to get to the park office because there are restrooms right there. This is right by the boat launch, right along our road walk here. We have to do. And so we're taking a break here at the picnic table. Random mailbox in a tree. It's like 7 feet off the ground. End of the road walk, well, the paved road walk, heading up Trout Run, Forest Road. So we had about a mile of that Forest Road, turning onto John Summerson Bridge Trail. This will take us up in the gap of these 2 mountains. Well, this is ridiculous. The name of it said bridge right in the name of the trail.
Yeah.
There ain't no bridge. This guy drives through the water to get to his cabin out here, which the cabin has no power because the power lines are down. Oh, we gotta find a way to keep our feet dry, because I kept my feet dry all day. So we built a bridge with rocks and logs down there. It wasn't the greatest, but we got across. And I think we have another one to build, another bridge to build down here. We'll find out. Okay, here's our situation, 4:30. So we got 2 hours until official sunset. And we decided we have 2 options. We can go about 2.5 miles to a dry campsite, or we can go 4 miles to a campsite that has water. I'm not sure about the campsite. The description said there are campsites, or a campsite. So we decided we'd be better off if we go and shoot for the 4 miles today. It'll save us some miles tomorrow because we're on a timeline tomorrow to pick up resupply. Yeah, we're going for 4 more miles. I didn't realize already we're entering the Hammersley Wild area. And these are the blazes we're going to be dealing with, I guess. We've been following this, basically some kind of old road or something that's been carved into the hillside. Nice and wide. The blowdowns that are here have been easy to get around. Yeah, hopefully it stays that way. But it's made just a nice gradual climb coming up out of here. We made it to the top of the climb. So on top of this plateau now, we're gonna be up here for a little bit, and then we'll hopefully find the trail that goes down to where we're camping tonight. We definitely stealth camp up here. I think this is kind of where they were talking about just dry camping. We just made it to the turn for Beach Bottom Trail. Whereas we've been having such trouble remembering trail names, Becky called it Bikini Bottom Trail. After this little bit of flat part, then we'll head down into a ravine, and should be campsite down at the bottom of the ravine with cascading water. Looks like we got, I'm not sure exactly what day full moon is, but if that's not a full moon, I'd be very surprised. This is Thursday, what's today, the 17th? Yeah, Thursday the 17th. Yeah, it's gonna. There's not a cloud in the sky. It's supposed to be perfectly uncloudy all night, so this is gonna really be bright in here tonight. Not expecting rain, hopefully. I got this. I'm just gonna leave this tarp in the snake skins, and hopefully I won't have to drop it. It's Friday morning, day 6. I'm pretty sure of this adventure. A few minutes after 8. We were wanting to be out of here by 8 o'clock. I don't know how I got backed up so quick. Well, I didn't have to drop my tarp, left it in the snake skins last night. And the first thing I saw this morning was nice clear skies. I saw Jupiter straight up ahead, or above, I should say. 30 degrees. I think that was the low last night. And we came down here last night into this camp. We came from that direction over there, and we came into that field where there was a campsite over there. It's like there's 2 trees like way too far apart. That's the only possible trees. So we were kind of screwed at that point until we walked across the creek here and found this spot, and these trees here worked. First thing we did when we got to camp, it was so dark the first thing we had to do was both of us had to pull out, dig into our packs and get our headlamps out to get set up. Our plan is to be out here by 8:30. We have to, today's a town day, resupply day, so almost a Nero. We're only doing like 7 miles today. But we have to be at the post office by before 1:30 when they close to pick up our resupplies. This trail that we're on right here, my GPS, or on Gaia, it says that this is called Hammersley Road. It's not a road. Whatever Becky's tracking with, or map she's looking at, is it's called Duttlinger Trail. And we are in the Duttlinger natural area right now of the Hammersley Wild area. One of the things we're going to have to do is we're going to be cutting up, I think, between that on this side of that mountain peak that you can see right there. And it says that it's a bushwhack on the one trip report, but it's actually showing as a trail on Gaia. So I guess we'll find out when we get there. Well, we'll definitely find out when we get there. That didn't take long. 1 minute into the trail, we had to come across the yellow blaze. We had to cross here. There was nowhere to cross, so I grabbed some rocks and did what I could to make some stepping stones. Becky walked across that log to that island, but then I don't know if she got across again that other creek. I see her up in the woods, but I don't know what side of the creek she's on. This is inevitable. We got yellow here, we got yellow over there, and there's a log up there.
There's water flowing over it.
Still, if I can get up there, I'm trying that. But then that puts us on an island again, a peninsula or something we have to get across. I'm gonna try that. I'm gonna walk up there. Whew. Look at that. That's pretty wild. This section of trail that we're on now, This was supposed to be, according to the trip report, a bushwhack. And this actually looks better than the last section that we were on. Last section took some time to get through. It was completely side hilling, almost no trail visible. And the yellow blazes disappeared about 15 minutes ago. So hopefully this section won't be too bad. At the end of this section, we'll get onto the STS, so we know that one will be a little bit more maintained. Okay, we finally got out of that mess and found an orange blaze. This is the STS, this part of the Sinnamahoning Trail system. This is like roughly an 85 mile loop. We did the whole loop like 2 years ago, so somewhat familiar with where we're at now. Here's a normal orange blaze. Look at this one over here. I never saw one so bright. You can see this from 2 miles away. I just redid these. I can see the next one up there. Last climb of the day complete. So in celebration of that, we'll go song of the day. I'm gonna go, I know Elvis Presley did a version of this. That's All Right Mama. I'm pretty sure he didn't write it or record it first. Probably was first done by probably somebody like Carl Perkins or something. But yeah, That's All Right Mama. The STS has these mile markers for the entire big loop. That's not what we're at. Let's see, we are at, I got us clocked at 75 so far since we started. Here's where we make our turn. The TST goes that way. Down the STS this way. So we're going. Okay, there's where the end of that big long downhill is at. Come out onto the road and we timed this out really good. It's we got an hour and a half to get into town, which is only a half a mile away, and pick up our resupplies before the post office closes. And we made it, the biggest little town in the world. Post office is there. Stop right there, get our resupply boxes. And then we'll cross the bridge to the general store and the bar. Okay, Kettle Creek coming up. And there's Kettle Creek. There is where we will be having lunch and dinner. And got the general store over here. Be stopping there also after lunch. They also got one of the old school payphones. Let's see if it's got a dial tone. No dial tone. There's cobwebs all over the place. We just left Deb's Crosswork Bar, have dinner and some beers over there. And I can't even see where I'm walking with this light in my face. Hopefully I don't run into anything. But I'm going to call this one a wrap for this video. Try to keep things short on these videos. So this will be the end of part 2. And, you know, follow along on the adventure on when we pick it up on part 3 starting tomorrow. And, you know, we got a big climb out of here with a total resupply. But since I can't see anything, I'm just going to call this a wrap. And we will pick things up on the next one. All right, thanks for watching.